All right, so we're going to talk about Ellie and Eli's collars. So we're first going to start by turning on their remote collars. Now these collars help us stay consistent with our commands. So just like with anything in life, there are rewards and there are consequences. As long as Ellie and Eli make good decisions, they're going to get rewards and avoid the consequences, which would be the stimulation from the remote collars. So this is Ellie's. She is red. We are going to turn her collar on. If you look at the collar, you'll see a red dot right here on the side. That is the magnet that turns on the collar. The key to that magnet is on the remote. So if you look at the remote and you see the antenna side, turn it to the side, and right here you'll see the matching red dot. So we are going to touch the two together to turn Ellie's collar on. So it's just a quick tap. You'll see a green light, and that means it's on, charged, ready to go. So we're going to do the same thing with Eli's collar. We see the matching red dot. We touch the two together. Green light, on, good to go. So we've got these on. So I suggest we turn the collars on and then put them on each dog first thing in the morning. Next, we're going to turn the remote on and go over all the functions of the remote. So on the back here, we have the big button in the middle. It has an L on it. We are going to push and hold that until the screen lights up. Once the screen is on, we know that the remote is on and the collars are on. So the buttons match the collars. So if I press the black S button, it will stimulate the black collar, which is Eli. And then if I press the red S button, it will stimulate Ellie, which is the red collar. So Ellie is at level 20 out of 100, which isn't really that high. And if you push Eli's button, you'll see that he is at 25. He needs to have a little bit more just because his tolerance for discomfort is higher than Ellie's. So let's say you want to see and make sure the other dog is still at level 20 without pushing their button, or for example Ellie. So right now on the screen we see dog number 1, which is Eli. If we want to see Ellie's level, we're going to push this button over here. It's called the toggle button. So you push it once and you see this funny symbol. You push it again and now we can see dog number 2's level. The funny symbol stands for vibrate. So if you push it and you see this symbol right here and you push either button, Eli or Ellie's, they will vibrate. So I don't use vibrate just because it can come off either as too strong for the dogs or not enough, and then they learn that you're not serious when you're asking your commands, because we want them to listen the first time we ask to avoid the collar completely. That way we can eventually fade the collar out of their training, but that takes a lot of consistency and a lot of time, of course. So I would not recommend using the symbol that you see on the screen. So I'm going to tap it and it should be, I think, at Ellie's. Oh, no, it's at Eli's. Dog number 1. So just because you see dog number 1 doesn't mean you can't stimulate Ellie. It will automatically switch. All you have to do is push the button of the dog you want to correct at that moment and it will work like that. Now, these collars do have a boost feature, which means you cannot stimulate both dogs at the exact same time. You will end up boosting one of them. What the boost means is you increase the level. I've set it to double whatever their level is. Now, we have not needed this with Ellie and Eli, but you have it just in case. Let's say you're practicing somewhere off leash and they see a squirrel or something and they start taking off and their regular correction level, like for example 25, isn't working. So what you would do is you would hold, let's say you need to correct Eli, you would hold his button down and then push Ellie's. You'll see that it increases to level 50. The exact opposite if you want Ellie's. You push and hold Ellie's button and then you tap Eli and it goes to 40. That is the boost feature. We haven't needed it, but just so you know, you cannot stimulate both at the same time. You will end up boosting one, so you have to go 1, 2, 1, 2. And the levels aren't that intense. Like for example, 25, I can feel that, not terribly uncomfortable. And then of course level 20 is going to be even less. Yeah. So it gives my thumb a little twitch, but nothing unbearable. So that is the stimulation. That's how I want you to stay consistent with your commands. Now we're going to talk about the flashlight feature in case you want to see them in the dark. So we're at Ellie's button right here because you see on the screen that it says dog number 2. down here. So if I push this button right here, I push it twice, the flashlight for Ellie's turns on. Now if you want Eli's flashlight to turn on, you have to toggle, which is the T button over here, weird symbol. Now we're at Eli's, then we push this button back here. Now both of their flashlights are on. You push the button again to shut their flashlights off. I have to toggle back to Ellie and push the back button back here to shut the flashlights off. That way you can see them at night. It's just a nice feature. So you'll notice we're at Ellie's right now. Her level is not moving because I have it locked. Now if I push down and hold it, it unlocks the level. So now we can turn it up or down. But if we toggle to Eli's, his is still locked. So I want to keep them locked. So I toggle back to Ellie, turn it back down to 20, push and hold it, and make sure that it stays locked at 20. That way we don't accidentally turn the level up or down on her. So that is the dial to increase or decrease the level. We have the M/C button back here. You don't need to worry about it. You just want to make sure that the screen always has a letter M on it. If you see a letter C, just push and hold this little button back here until you see the letter M. These are both, everything's rechargeable and waterproof, so they can go swimming with these collars on and you can still use it just like normal. What I would recommend though is take the collar off once they're done swimming and let that area dry really thoroughly before putting the collar back on. That way moisture doesn't build up and create a bacteria and lead to a skin infection. I recommend they wear these collars 10 to 12 hours a day. Every day. Put them on first thing in the morning, take them off right before bed, and they are rechargeable, of course, in the charging thing is in the box. So the collars, real quick, the collars need to fit snug, allowing 1 to 2 fingers underneath the collar once like Eli is wearing it and Ellie's wearing it, so that the contacts make good connection with their skin. They do have short hair, so we've left the short contacts in. Next is the slip collar. So I recommend they wear this in the house and on walks. What it'll do is it'll hang off a little bit, and that way in the house you can help guide them to place and just help give them the structure that they need. If this is Eli, for example, the remote collar's right here, the slip collar goes on above. I recommend them having a leash on for a few days in the house when they go home. That way you can help guide them where you want them to go in their training to make the transition easier from here to in the home. And this slip collar's really easy. They can't slip out. You can guide them and help them out in the home and on walks. So here's the charger for that, and you have this little attachment so you can charge all 3 at the same time, 2 collars and the remote. If you plan on growing their hair out, you will need this little tool to loosen the little prongs on the collars like I mentioned earlier and change them out to the longer ones. And of course we have the manual if you want to go over all the buttons in greater detail. This collar does have a 2-year warranty. It's waterproof, so what I need you to do is go and email. Put that right here. Go to the email, let them know you have the collar. That way you can get set up with their warranty. The most important thing is to stay consistent, have fun, follow through with your commands using the remote collar, and reward everything they do that you like so that it continues to happen. Have fun, and now we're going to show you their commands. Good heel. Heel. Good job. Good job. Heel. Good heel. Good heel. Heel. Sit. Sit. No. Sit. Good job. Heel. Heel. Sit. Ellie, sit. Good job. Good sit. Good job. Down. Ellie, down. Good. Down. Down. Good job. Down. Good. Down. Down. Free? Good job. Good job. Leave it. Leave it. Good. Okay. Okay. Get it? Hey, you missed one. Hey. There you go. Leave it. Good. Good job. Place. Good job. Place. Place, Ellie. Good. Heel. Place. Good job. Good. Place. Place. Eli. Good job. Heel. Place. Ellie. Good job, Eli. Good heel. Place. Good. Place.